Up in Quail Kilns in Murphys, California, and we're going to talk about Jigger and Jolly. And Pam's going to talk about it, and Doug's going to demonstrate it for us.
Okay, so jiggering is a mechanized wheel throwing system, and it was developed, to my knowledge, around the 1700s when people were trying to make consistently shaped pieces. So with jiggering and jollying, you're using generally a plaster mold, and you have a jigger mold is a convex mold. So we jigger dishware plates. So this is a mold that was made. It's designed with an angle that fits into a chuck so that it can sit and spin. And in this case, we're going to patty cake out a flat pancake of clay, pat that onto the mold, and then we would have a template that's designed to conform to the shape of the plate. So in this case, this template would be mounted above the mold. The mold's going to be spinning with a patty cake of clay on it, and the clay is then going to be shaped with the template. In a jolly mold, think of happy faces, jolly, we use a concave mold. We likewise have a template that fits into it so that it's shaping the clay inside the mold while it's spinning. So we end up with a moist bowl shaped on the inside. This mold is designed with a foot ring already cut into it. We end up with a damp bowl that still has to go onto the potter's wheel and be burnished and finished and trimmed on our edge. But we have a bowl that would be this approximately the size, and of course glaze fired is going to be smaller. So let's go ahead and go into our jigger room and watch Doug actually jigger a piece. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to work on a dessert bowl here. So once again, we have a concave mold. It's got the foot ring already built into it. Doug has cut equal amounts of clay, balled it, and punched it down into the mold. So now these are ready to jigger. And when we start jiggering, one of the things that happens is, as we're coming down with our tool, the platelets of the clay, which of course are flat platelets, are aligned in this process the same way that they are when you're wheel throwing. So these pieces are just as strong as being wheel thrown. So we have a separate machine for our jiggering and jollying, but you don't really need a whole separate system. You can do the same process on your potter's wheel just by tabbing down a mold to your wheel and creating a simple lever principle arm for it. So Doug's just about to start compressing this clay into the mold, and then we'll end up with a jiggered bowl. So here he comes down, and he's going ahead. He's putting some water in the bottom for lubrication, and you can see how the bowl's starting to be formed, and the thickness will be formed by the distance between the jigger arm template and the mold. And we'll end up with a nice little rollover on the top edge, and he keeps moistening it to keep it lubricated. And it's just about formed. And we'll still have a little trimming to do, and as I said, each piece will eventually get upended on the potter's wheel and trimmed and burnished as a second step.
This is some of the Jigger and Jolly greenware getting ready to be fired. I hope you enjoyed our video here at Quail Kilns.